Welcome back to another Film Geek movie review. Here in just a bit, I'm about to hit the road and check out the latest film. Give me one moment. I have to read this off of the screen because this name, I get you. Okay. Big George Foreman, the miraculous story of the once and future heavyweight champion of the world. Wow. Whew, that is a title, guys. Alright, so anyways, by the title of this film, I guess you're guessing, the plot of this film is a biopic about the heavyweight champion, George Foreman. And, I don't know a whole lot about George Foreman. I know a little bit about his boxing career. I know that he fought Muhammad Ali, lost the heavyweight championship to Muhammad Ali, and then went on to gain back it later on down, very late in his career, when a lot of people said that he wasn't going to make it. And that's probably what this movie is all about. So I think I just gave away the entire plot of the movie, but it's in the title, right? I mean, the title gives away the fact that he was the champion, and then he stopped being the champion, but then he's the future champion. So I guess the movie itself gives away everything, but it's a biopic. What you gonna do? I mean, everybody knows the story. It's public knowledge. You can look it up. It's his life story. And, honestly, I want to learn more about his involvement in a said grill company, because that damn thing's a work of genius. Okay, you know what, guys? I have sit here and chewed your ear off long enough. It is time for me to hit the road because I am ready to go see the movie. One moment, please. Big George Foreman, the miraculous story of the once and future heavyweight champion of the world. Welcome back, just getting home, and you know what, guys? I liked this movie. It was pretty decent. I mean, it is definitely a very average biopic as in the way it's presented, but I did walk away with a new perspective of George Foreman as a person, so I do believe that the biopic did its job. Okay, so let's get into this, shall we? Let's start with the negatives, and then we're going to end everything on a high note like I like to do with the positives. First negative, and really the biggest negative of this film, is it is your average biopic. There's nothing new here. There's no reinventing the wheel, nothing out of the ordinary. It's still just your typical biopic. It starts off in his childhood, moves up into teenage, to adult, young adult to his middle age where he has his big comeback. So the movie does a good job of flowing into those areas, but it is very just normal. I mean, it just hits all the normal beats of a biopic, a sports biopic. It's like, this is the point where he's training and learning. This is the point where he's new in his career as a boxer. And this is the point in this, and this is the point in this. And I understand that. I mean, that's just really how you tell a biopic. So, I mean, I don't know how you could really shake up the formula when it comes to something like this. But I think the movie was good. I did enjoy it, and I did find myself entertained during the course of the film. Negative-wise, there are some moments where there's a little questionable acting, not the best. The movie does get a little draggy in points. You kind of want it to move on a little bit, but I still think that it does a good job being a coherent story. All right, moving into the positives. Like I said, I did enjoy this movie. I thought it told a pretty good story of the man's life, and it was also kind of neat that I can remember some of the events in his life, especially during his comeback. That happened back in the late 80s, early 90s, and I do remember seeing those fights, so it was neat. There were points where they used actual footage from HBO from back in the day. Then they had some fights that were the actor portraying George Foreman doing the boxing. So, I mean, it was really neat, a neat blend of things. The story itself, I feel like, was accurate enough. A lot of stuff lined up with things that I did know about him and his history. There were things that I didn't know about him. For instance, getting in onto that George Foreman Grill. That man did all right with that thing, let me tell you. So yes, I think the film does its job. It is an entertaining movie, but does it need to be on the big screen? Is this the kind of film that really, deserves to be seen on the screen by a lot of people? And my answer to that is maybe. This is one of those movies that I feel like if you are somebody who is a fan of biopics, if you're a George Foreman fan, if you're someone who's curious about George Foreman, if you're someone who likes sports movies, I think these are people that are going to really enjoy this movie. I don't know. I think it's going to do good. I enjoyed it. I am happy that I saw it in the movie theaters. So again, I am a bit biased because one, I like biopics. Sorry, I've got a soft space in my heart for biopics, especially when they're inspirational. And let me tell you, this does also hit that note. I forgot to leave that out. I forgot that I left that out. It is a very inspirational movie. You walk away from this film going like, man, I'm going to take on the world. Yeah, if George Foreman can do it at 45, doggone it, I'm going to do it at 47. So, I mean, not too awful far off from his age, so I'm feeling pretty good. All right. Well, hey guys, that's all I have for you. So yes, if this is a film that you don't really feel like you want to see it in the movie theater, do definitely check it out when it comes out on streaming, because it is a decent film, and like I said, maybe you'll learn a little bit more about George Foreman than the guy who invented a goofy-ass grill and made a bunch of money off of it. Alright guys, well that's all I have for you today. Thanks again for checking out the Film Geek. If you liked what you saw here today, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, ring that bell for notifications, and give me the old thumbs up so I know you like what you're seeing. And if there's one more thing you can do, folks, that is keep watching movies. You know I'm gonna.